Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. So next up, I want to do a zero clearance for my miter saw. I used to have one on there, and from changing angles and whatnot, it just got chewed up and ultimately it went away. But I'm going to do another one. I'm going to borrow an idea from Denis over at Hooked on Wood. He had a little bit of an older video, but it was a unique idea in that he ran a sliding dovetail down here and had replaceable blocks in the middle. So regardless of the angle, you just change the block and away you go. So I'm going to make some of those, but first I'm going to go over to the router table and I'm going to hog out the bulk of the material with a straight bit. Then I'll switch over to a dovetail bit and cut the dovetails in here, and then we'll start making the inserts. And I don't know if you can see my line or not, but we'll cut my line to match the fence that's on there. And yeah, we'll start getting that, get that put together. So I've made an adjustment to the fence, and now I'm going to run it once this way and once this way and sneak up on the fit for our sliding dovetail. So next up, I'm going to use a VIX bit to locate the holes in the back. And I'm just going to put a little mark on them because they're actually, the ones in the saw are slotted. But I'm going to use those to pilot drill through, and then I'll countersink from this side to set probably toilet bolts, and then I can put wing nuts on the back. So I know this is really difficult to see, but I'm just using these small wing nuts and these 1/4-inch bolts to attach it to the fence. So now this distance determines the blocks that we're going to make. Okay, so now I just need to go cut that dovetail on the other side. And just like that, it slides right in. So the last thing that I need to do is glue a small block on the back side. Otherwise, when you went through this, it would cut this all the way out and destroy that block. So I need a good chunk out here in the back to beef up this block, and then of course I need to make more of these blocks as well. Okay, just like that. Make a few more of these while this one cures up. And we should be good to go. So the last thing I got to do is square up my fences, but because of the way I have the T-tracks in here, this is a pretty simple process. I just loosen the nuts, get them slid into place, match them up with my straight edge, and tighten them back down. All right, so there it is. Just a nice little insert block to drop into the zero clearance. I did come back and just nip these corners off just a little bit and rounded it out, but that's because of the shape on the Capex more than anything else. Just make sure you make that block thick enough to account for a full depth cut. So whatever that takes is what you'll have to do. So again, credit to Denis over at Hooked on Wood. This was his idea, or that's where I got it from. It's certainly not my idea, and I would encourage you all to go check out his channel. He's got some pretty cool stuff up there. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. And until next time, take care.